All right, we're going to talk a little bit about how to write, how to writing. Isn't that kind of funny? There's a how to for a how to. After you've read some books, listened to some books, maybe watched some videos, think about how we know how to do something. Someone uses their words or they use their actions and they show us step one, step two, step three, or you could read about it. So you could read a recipe in a book, in a magazine. I have a magazine right here that has recipes in it. I have cookbooks. I get on my phone and I go on Pinterest and I look for things. So depending on what you want to do, you'll find the resource that you need, whether it's a book, a magazine, an online resource, a YouTube video. You guys are lucky that you live in an age where lots of videos you can watch and kind of learn how to do visually. So one of our goals in first grade is to be able to write how-to writing. So something I know how to do is brush my teeth. So one of the things I'm going to think about is I'm going to think about how I can just kind of write some notes before I start. So if I'm going to brush my teeth, I need to talk about um, getting a toothbrush. I need to think about, look at those digraphs and blends. I need to think about the toothpaste. I got to talk about toothpaste because that's important. I get my toothbrush wet. So getting toothbrush wet. I brush for 2 minutes. I have a timer on my toothbrush. And then I rinse my toothbrush and mouth. So I feel like that's in order. Like get your toothbrush, put toothpaste. Oh no, you know what? I get my toothbrush wet before I put on toothpaste. I know some people do the opposite. Ugh, I don't like that. So I gotta switch those. So this would be one. Then I would get my toothbrush wet. And then I would put toothpaste on it. Then I would brush for 2 minutes. And then I would rinse my toothbrush and mouth. So do you see how I kind of thought it out first before I wrote it? Because sometimes there's lots of steps. If you're doing a video, you might have to practice it over and over because you're not going to get it right the first time. And just like we always say, you can make a mistake, you just got to try again. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to do my how-to. And sometimes people like to draw pictures. So you'll see on your how-to paper, there's like a box for you to include a picture if you want to do that. So my step one would be first, and I'm going to grab my paper so I know what order I have it in. So first, get your toothbrush. And you'll notice I've got my capital at the beginning. I've got my period at the end. I have my lowercase letters and spaces. And then I'm going to draw, this might not be so good. I have an electric toothbrush. Kind of looks like that. So get your toothbrush. If you want, you can like wrap your hands around it. So there's my toothbrush. That's step one. Then I'm going to go back to my thing. Step two, I like to get my toothbrush wet first. I do not like to do that after. So then get your toothbrush wet. So draw my sink. And I've got my spout. There's water coming out. Put my toothbrush underneath and get my toothbrush wet. All right, step three. Oh, I gotta go back. So put on toothpaste. All right, so next, put toothpaste on toothbrush. So, get my toothbrush here, and put my brush, and then if you want to draw the tube, you can. Depends on what your tooth. That's not so great, but I tried my best. And then I'm going to brush for 2 minutes. So then brush your teeth for 2 minutes. And I always do this with minutes. Minutes. Okay, so maybe draw your mouth, your teeth in it, and then your toothbrush, brushing away. Kind of looks like a football, but trying my best. And then last, because that's the last step, so last, rinse your toothbrush off. And you could say your mouth if you wanted to. So again, I'm going to draw my sink, draw the spout, water, and my toothbrush again. So I've got my rough draft, kind of thinking about my ideas, kind of putting them in order, and then I have my how-to. You can see I've got from the beginning, first get your toothbrush, then get your toothbrush wet, next put toothpaste on toothbrush on your toothbrush, then brush your teeth for 2 minutes, last rinse your toothbrush off. Now, I would definitely read your how-to when you're finished, because if you leave something out, like what if I left out brushing your teeth, then someone's standing there holding a toothbrush with toothpaste. Especially if you're teaching someone how to make something. And then if you feel like it, another one of your assignments is to share on Flipgrid. So I'm going to read this on Flipgrid and share it with you all. And hopefully this helped you with some how-tos. And the books I put on the website are fantastic, so enjoy those. If you get on YouTube and watch some how-tos, make sure you don't get lost in a place where you're not supposed to be. So stick with whatever how-to you're thinking of, and enjoy. It's kind of fun.